Thank you very much, Uncle Sadiq, DJ Sadiq, Malvin Sunday, also known as the Mix Genius. Thank you very much. Kuna madeni kidogo tu wacha nilipe. I just want to big up all those guys in Nakuru we met on Friday. All those guys, Pale Huduma Center, thank you very much for your help. KRA, thank you very much for your help. Kabarak University, watu wote, asanteni sana. It was a pleasure meeting you. And a friend of ours, na Sadiq anaitwa Frederick Karumba, watching akiwa Le Savannah County. We know him as DJ Kroba. Le Savannah County in Kisumu. Tayari tuku kushuka Nairobi, so thank you very much. And for all those guys who are watching at home, Baraka Tele, and thank you for joining us. The story we are just about to listen is an amazing story, a heart-wrenching story. And I mentioned this earlier. If you're at home and you're watching and you're just about to give up, you cannot give up if you listen to this. And we had her some time back, and today she's here together with us, Esther Randa. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
And good to have you.
Thank you so
again
much.
on Tukuza. Karibu sana.
Asante, asante.
How are the watoto wako vipi?
Watoto wazima, wakubwa wote. Nashukuru.
Amen.
Nashukuru.
Your story tells it all.
Oh yes.
The scars in your face, your ear that actually shrunk.
Yes.
Your hands actually cannot.
Yeah, they cannot stretch.
Move beyond, cannot stretch beyond that.
Yeah, they cannot stretch beyond that.
And there's a story here.
Yes,
and we'll go straight ahead. Tell us about your beginnings. You can introduce yourself. Tell us about your beginnings and how you came to be the way you are, Esther.
Okay, my name is Esther Randa, and I'm a mother, and I'm a wife to someone. I'm a sister and a brother. Okay, I have my sisters. I have my sister, one sister. I have my brothers. And this is not the way I was born. This is just something that came to be. In the year 2002, I hit the rock bottom. That was the title Ndiema gave, the first story I told on KTN.
Right.
And hitting the rock bottom was not easy. Trying to take my own life away by implicating myself with paraffin. It's not something that I'm proud of saying, but it's something that I should be honest with, because I do not want to victimize myself by pretending to be what I'm not.
Right.
So I'm a case of suicide, and suicide is real. Depression is real, because I had a disorder since I was a girl of about 13 years. And the doctors told me that part of my brain, the part that is supposed to tell what is positive, reacted to negative. And then I grew up with very low self-esteem. And I don't really want to touch on anyone. Today I want to make it different. I want to touch on me.
Right.
Oh, I want to touch on me, so that when people see me today, it has not been easy. Having the guilt, having the reproach, having known that you really did this to yourself, having to bear the consequences, having to walk through the people, passing by the time I got to the standard, you see every eye is looking on you. But you shut that down.
How do you manage to do that? You're walking in town, you're going to church, and I'm sure people look at you, and some people really get scared.
You only
tell,
yes, and I allow the children,
right.
And that is why even I wanted that's why I want people to open up, and I want people living with burns like me to come up,
right.
To teach people that these are scars, that we are not ghosts.
Yes,
you do not need to run away, but we need to educate.
True.
We need to open up. We do not need to put on veils,
masks,
because it only gets worse. When people learn to see your scars, they learn to live with them.
Amazing.
Where I come from, Maika village in Mosha, the banana, people already have learned to live with me.
You.
Because the number one thing that you need is God's grace. And then the number two is accepting you.
Right.
And knowing that I'm not like other people now. That I have a shrunk, my neck is shrunk, my appearance really doesn't, it's not suitable, but within me is pretty, it's beautiful. So you let that get out.
The inner beauty
Get out.
reflects.
Yeah. So when even someone talks to you, or someone looks at you in a queer way, you don't need to really ati uende ukitukanana kwa barabara. Yeah. You just be kind. Saa zingine hata you just tell them, ni kuchomeka nilichomeka. Yeah. So yeah, I think that.
Great. Well,
yeah.
let's go back to your story. So
Yes.
having grown with a very low self-esteem.
Oh, yes.
And going through primary school, going through high school,
Yes.
and getting married. You was really started when you got married. That's when things, started
they
blowing
broke
up.
loose, yeah.
Okay, tell us what happened exactly.
Okay, I was not a very talkative person. I've always been a person who hides in cocoons. I've never really been a person who explodes. So I always held everything to myself. So I think I dragged the demons of my youth into my marriage.
Wow.
And my husband never really gotten to know
Who you are.
So he married that beautiful black beauty girl, and he never really gotten to know the me,
the deeper, the real you.
The real that heart was me. That heart, that ule msichana alikuwa ameumia. Yeye alioa tu ile umaridadi ya nje, and there were so many things that I could never open up. But he became now violent. Sasa anataka kunibadilisha cha nguvu.
Okay.
So he used to fight. He used to try and really do it by,
Kutumia,
yeah. So it only gotten worse for me. Yeah. So my depression got deeper. I got to hurt more. I got to now not understand even me now. I had a very good job. Could just wake up in the morning and just go to work just for the sake of going to work. I was just a mother for being mother because those were my children.
Right.
And I started feeling something. Okay, we've already talked this over with my husband, even if he's watching now.
Right.
I started feeling hate towards him because that was the only one man that I thought really loved me. But now he's turned the tables around, and now he's become another
person.
So heart over heart, piled off.
Right.
Yeah. But I thank God.
Right.
But I thank God.
So here you are in
Yes.
your family.
Yes.
I mean, things have not turned out the way. I mean, you had a lot of fights.
Yes.
How was that for your children?
It was traumatizing. It was traumatizing. My children grew up very worried. We were, I think, to my children, they thought they had the strongest mother.
Wow.
But a mother with a very small heart. They could never understand. But I held my walls. I pretended everything was okay. They could see me with blisters in the morning, but I could not allow them understand
what happened.
Yes, so I could always shield for them. But unfortunately, it was getting in the system.
Wow.
So we could go out sometimes, come back, fight a lot. It was bad, DM. It was a bad scenario.
Were both of you drinking?
Oh, okay. I wasn't drinking when I got married. He got me to drinking because he wanted to take me out. So when we would go out together, sometimes, I became, when I resist, because I was feeling my shoulders were heavy. So I wanted to maybe pull off. But now he could, it was bad. I just, let me say it was bad.
Great. I think for the benefit of our viewers who are watching us, I think you have mentioned that you grew up, you were born with a disorder.
Yes.
In your brain.
No, it came later.
Oh, it came later.
It came later in life.
In life. So you grew up with a very low self-esteem.
Yes.
So you were hurting inside.
Yes.
So all this time going to primary school, going to high school, and now you are that girl who was hurting inside.
Yes.
And you didn't speak out. You never spoke to anyone.
I never told anyone.
You kept just, piling and piling and piling.
Yes.
So now when you get into marriage, your husband wants to change you.
Yes.
And I'm glad you've said that you already talked that out and things are okay.
Yes.
So your husband wants to change you.
Yes.
And you don't want to change. You're
Because
resisting.
okay, I had a wall.
Yes, within.
The worst thing that happened is he never knew the journey.
You had taken all your life.
He never knew that I was a hard child.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Even today, I'm advising anyone before getting into marriage, get to know one another deeply,
Proper.
deeply. If there are any unsolved issues, please
Sort them
talk it
out.
out. Because maybe it's the wife, maybe it's the guy. Sasa, and when you get into marriage, this is what do we call it? Ni kitu ya kudumu, yani
It's not a pingu za maisha. It's for, you know.
Yeah, it's for life.
For
it's
keeps,
for life.
for life.
Yeah, so you cannot
Right.
si kucheza cheza ati
Mchezo. So then when you got into marriage, I mean, there was a lot of abuse, and it's both sides.
Yes.
It became both sides. You got to drink, and your children suffered.
A lot.
They
Emotionally.
hurt emotionally as a result. So tell us about this day. You have said, you know what? I am tired. I am tired of this life. I'm tired of fighting.
Oh, yes.
I think it's about time I take my life.
Yeah,
away.
It was January the 26th of 2002. I just felt tired. I told my husband, I don't really feel well. And I think he also really also couldn't understand what was going on.
Right.
And then after coming home at around 10 o'clock, I felt extremely tired. I couldn't hold on. So I told my son, Teddy, I think it's time. You're going to take care of your siblings.
Wow.
I can't go another mile. I can't go another mile. Hey, mom, no. So I let them sleep.
Okay.
I came to the living room. I took paraffin and I implicated.
Sorry, the paraffin was already there?
Yes, I go to the kitchen, put the paraffin on me.
Okay.
And then I lit myself. And I sat on the couch.
Sorry, where was your husband at this point?
He's in the bedroom, he's sleeping, he was drunk.
Together with the children?
Yeah, the children are different.
Okay.
They were in a different place.
Okay.
But coincidentally, the instincts, I think Ted had an instinct. You know, he could see the way I was behaving. I was complaining all the time. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I don't know how you guys are going to survive, but you're going to find a way. You're going to find a way. So he came and put off the fire.
So you poured paraffin on yourself?
Yes, and I lit myself and I sat on the couch.
You lit yourself and sat on the couch?
Yes, sat on the couch.
And you waited?
Yes, I just
waited. Were you feeling pain at that point?
I could not even understand.
You were numb?
I was devastated. I had reached my dead. I really felt this has to be the day
that you have to go.
Yes, I have
It's
to
too
really
much
go.
for
It's
you.
too much for me. Nobody's understanding me. People are pinpointing me. Nobody is wanting to really know what is really eating me up.
Right.
Now, I think it's just exploded. Yeah.
So Ted came.
He tried to put the fire off, and then I let him sleep again, and then I lit again.
So okay, let me understand
Yes,
something,
yes.
Esther.
Yes.
So when you lit yourself the first time,
Yes.
really you haukuungua? Kidogo.
Niliungua, nguo ziliungua.
Okay.
Lakini sasa nikakaa tu.
Okay.
Sasa nikaona Teddy akapiga kelele, akapiga mayowe, akasema, "Hey mom, what are you trying? Kwani mama unafanya nini?" He became hysterical.
Okay.
Sasa akanizima. Sasa pia nikanyamaza because nikagoja alale.
Okay.
Sasa kugoja
So
alale.
you went back to sleep?
Yeah, he went back to sleep.
You came back to the same cycle?
Yeah, the same couch. And then I sat.
Put paraffin again?
And then I lit.
The second time?
Yes. So the frame went up. My daughter, her Tracy,
Right.
she came running, screaming. Then what even got the fire worse is because she poured water. And water and fire doesn't
my
do well. So it
goodness.
raised up the fire. And I just lay there and I think the only word that I told them is, I'm tired. I repeated that again. I'm just tired. Forgive me for this, but I am tired. Yes, so my husband became hysterical. The neighbors were worried. It became a nightmare. Everybody was running up and down. But I thank God for just one chance he gave me.
Amazing.
So after all that, it's when I realized, when I was in hospital.
So the next time you found yourself in hospital?
Yes, I found myself in Nazareth Hospital. Then they said that they could not, that my burns were intense.
were intense.
Yeah, they were very intense. So they gave us the advice to go to Kenyatta.
Okay.
And then that's where I found myself. That's when I realized now I'm in a hospital bed. I'm in the ICU unit. And the journey began.
The journey now of healing.
Yes, began.
So here you are, ICU. What percentage were your burns?
53%.
53%. My goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the damages that you, I mean, your limbs and so on and so forth?
God prevented that.
Okay.
Yeah, God prevented
So
that.
what was the doctor's report at that particular point?
Okay, my neck was, I had a short neck.
Okay.
So I was supposed to go for surgery, but they couldn't, it failed. The first surgery failed.
Okay.
And still waiting for technology. I'm still believing science changes,
Right.
because they told me they can modify another way to do some, do we call them grafting? So
Grafting, yeah.
so that my arms can fold.
Be able to fold again.
Yes.
So
yeah.
when you got to hospital, first of all, you went to the ICU.
Yes. First
How
I
long
went
were you in the ICU?
14 days.
For 2 weeks.
Yes, 14 days.
Wow.
Yes.
Then God helped you. You were able to come out of the ICU.
Yes, because I made a promise with God. I talked to God and told him, Lord, if you let me out of this foolishness, and allow me to go back to my children, I will live for you forever.
Amazing.
Yes, and he heard me.
Wow.
And he forgave me. Yes,
Lovely.
yes.
So after the ICU, you got into the ward.
Yes, I got into the ward for several months. I think at the 7th month, I went for that surgery.
Okay.
They were trying to make ile kutengeneza, but it failed. I even went through a cardiac arrest.
Wow.
And then I was taken back again to the ICU for another 7 days.
Wow.
Then out of that, and then back to the ward for about 10 months, and then they released me. But my doctor Tanga said that they're not releasing me, they're giving me a parole. I never understood what that was. But I never turned back again.
So you after 10 months, you're told, now go home, but we are checking out.
Yes, we're still checking out.
And you were supposed to go back to hospital.
And I never went back.
Why didn't you go back to hospital, Esther?
I really could not. I when I saw my children, the damage I had really done into their young lives, there was no mother to take care of them. I really then wondered, what type of a mother really does this? And that's why I want to pass out this message that every consequence every choice you make has a
consequence.
Yes, so you be careful. Be careful. Don't get yourself, don't damage yourself at your youth. It's very vital.
Amazing.
Yes, it is vital.
So after months and years,
yes,
you've been able to recover.
Oh yes.
Slowly.
By slowly. Bit by bit.
Bit by bit. How has your esteem recovered?
I thank one man, Ngatia, pastor. I will always love him and adore him and his wife. And for my family, my children, my husband, my parents, my good friends, I know they're all watching, because when they hear you're here, I big up all of you.
Right.
And they've really shown me that this really doesn't matter. What matters is this Esther that is inside.
Right.
So I do everything for myself. Okay, someone would see me here and think I'm very hopeless, but I'm not. I clean my house.
Actually, I'm shocked that you
I clean my house, I do everything for myself.
You go to town,
I do everything just like a normal person. It's only when you get up in the morning, you lock shop. You lock other people out. Yeah, it's all about me.
Wow.
I'm going to see Indiana today. From here, I'm going back to church.
Wow.
From there, I'm going back home. You do not really mind who is looking at you. They have a right to see. The eyes will always stare.
True.
You
And
cannot
they
go
will always say what
looking
they
at
need to
people's
say.
eyes. Yeah, and that really doesn't matter. Emotionally, I'm strong.
Amazing.
Spiritually, I'm lifted. God has done a great thing in my life.
Wow.
Even being healed of such an infirmity, it speaks for itself.
Lovely.
Yes.
As we speak, you're restored
Yes, I am.
within.
Oh, yes.
You're a happier person.
More than ever.
You're glad that... Are you glad that this happened?
In one way or another. In one way or another.
Wow.
Because God uses... the Lord says this, that he will always be Lord. It doesn't matter. He will always be Lord. He will always.
Great. Hold it right there. We are taking a commercial break. And we'll be coming back with Esther. And there's a very important message that Esther needs to pass today. And if you're hopeless, you have found no meaning in life, this is a message that you want to hear, because out of this curse, there's a beautiful message that God has put specifically for you. So we come back in a short while. Don't go away.